Hey there, we are live from Midtown Comics Grand Central. I am Henry. It is New Comic Book Day. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And we are going to take a look at all the new releases that have come out from Marvel. Lots of great books, DC, Boom, tons of guys. Let's get started checking out the new releases for this week. Starting us off is X-Men Gold, issue number 10 from Mark Guggenheim. It's been a really cool series. Of course, right on the cover, you see the return of Omega Red. Of course, one of the coolest villains to emerge out of 90s X-Men, Omega Red, back in the pages, back on the cover. Really cool to see Omega Red gaining prominence once again. I'm a sucker for the guy. Really cool dude. Then we have the brand new issue of Weapon X, number 7 from Greg Pak. And I gotta tell you, this book is flying off the shelves. This is a really cool book. It's focusing on Weapon X, Totally Awesome Hulk, and of course, the new Weapon H, the Hulk Wolverine hybrid. We are sold out online, so the only way you can pick it up is by coming to the store and picking it up. It is one of the hottest books Marvel's putting out right now. Then we also have a trio of true believers from Jack Kirby himself, the King. To celebrate his 100th birthday that would be this year, we've got some great reprints of his classic stories. We've got Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Inhumans, and Devil Dinosaur. Of course, for many of our fans, you might be familiar with Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl. Well, here's Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy, the original stuff, as well as the earliest adventures of the Inhumans, and of course, classic S.H.I.E.L.D. stories with Jack Kirby, Nick Fury, some fun stuff, beating up Hydra. Who doesn't love it? Now, we're going to take a quick peek up. Check out some of the cool trades to come out this week. We've got the first volumes of X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold, two amazing books that are part of the Resurrection storyline. Really great stuff. We also have All New X-Men Volume 4. Now, this is featuring the same cast as X-Men Blue, a story that took place immediately before X-Men Blue. Some really cool stuff tying in with Inhumans vs. X-Men. We also have Weapon X Volume 1. If you aren't caught up on the book and you want to start from the beginning, check this out. It's really great. It's, as I was just telling you, it's flying off the shelves. We're sold out of a lot of it online. You got to check out the trade. Great stories in there. We also have the first volume of the new Mighty Captain Marvel series, which has been a lot of fun, from Margaret Stoll and Ramon Rosanas. Then we have the Mother Entropy storyline from Guardians of the Galaxy from original creator Jim Starlin, who worked on a lot of the early Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, and Alan Davis on art. And then we've got Brian Michael Bendis' New Avengers Volume 7. This is the finale of his epic run on the property that launched the Avengers into the stratosphere and really helped to make the team super popular. This is the end of his run. Really great stuff, and there's 6 volumes before it. If you haven't checked it out, I super recommend it. We also have a Rick and Morty coloring book, some really great stuff. Of course, Rick and Morty is always outlandish, really fun, really crazy stuff there. And then we have, in a completely different realm, the Bucky O'Hare coloring book. Really great stuff. Of course, you got to remember Bucky O'Hare, classic cartoon, really fun stuff back in the day. Then we have the entire Journey into Mystery featuring Sif's collection. Really great stuff. Really like it. Catherine Monin and Valerio Schiti. I recommend this book highly. If you're checking out the new Thor movie that's coming out soon, you got to check out the Sif book as well. Then we have the Dark Horse Book of Horror hardcover collection. There's a whole bunch of it. Really great stuff there. As well as Hilda and the Black Hound, Little Periot. Look at that. Fun book. And a number of really cool hardcover collections we'll go through quick, give you a quick look. Baker Street 4, Elves Volume 2, Gregory and the Gargoyles, The Ladies in Waiting, Knights of the Skull. Now that one's a bit more intense looking, pretty cool stuff. We've got Sky Doll, which was doing great a couple months back. Some really cool art in that. Some classic Judge Dredd, Complete Case Files 14. And then, of course, from Valiant, we've got the Shadow Man Deluxe hardcover, Volume 2, and the Bloody Best of Lamore from Titans. Some really cool stuff. But we're going to bring it back down and talk about some of these new releases. And we're going right here. This is the Dr. Aphra annual. Of course, the Dr. Aphra book has been doing a great job. Writer Kieran Gillen has been focusing on the character for really quite some time now between this and his Darth Vader book. But this time, we get to see a bit of an expansion on her supporting cast and the lore. Check out this cool David Nakayama variant cover. Really like it. And it's a great chance to jump in on the title. Kieran Gillen's been doing a great job, and now he's going to be the writer of the main Star Wars book as well. So if you want to get a taste for his writing styles, you got to check this out. Then we've got Secret Empire issue number 9. Now, this is a big one. Secret Empire has been crazy, firing on all cylinders, and we are just about at the finale. Issue 9 of 10. Some crazy stuff is going to unfold. We got a couple cool covers. We've got the Hydra action figure cover, the Hydra Hero variant cover by Andrea Sorrentino, which I really dig this cover, actually. Then we've got the villain variant featuring the Kingpin. And, of course, Secret Empire number 9 main cover by Mark Brooks, who's been doing an amazing job. And we do see the return of a hero that we thought was lost in the struggle, and how his presence will affect the storyline. You got to check it out. You got to read the book. Some major stuff happening here that's going to affect Marvel going forward. Then, of course, we've got the latest issue of Punisher from Becky Cloonan. Really cool stuff. Really cool high-concept cover here. Got to check that out. Love what they did there. Really fun. Well, not fun. It's got a parental advisory. It's not for kids. It's not a fun book. It's a dark book, but it's a cool cover. Sometimes fun and cool get intermingled, but super cool. And if you are excited for The Punisher after seeing the trailer for his new series on Netflix, check out the book. Becky Cloonan's been doing a great job. We also have Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 3 from Chip Zdarsky and Adam Kubert. Some really great stuff here. Of course, the Kingpin of Crime himself is right there on the cover. Wilson Fisk has been plaguing Spider-Man, and this is a follow-up to some of the stuff that happened a couple years ago in Spider-Man Family Business original graphic novel. This is following up on that. Some major stuff going on in the world of Spider-Man, and it's really fun and lighthearted and really pretty. Really pretty. Some of the best work Adam Kubert's ever done. We also have Iceman issue number 4. Really great book from Cine Grace. Really fun. This one is actually fun. This isn't like Punisher fun. This is actual fun. And we get to see the return of Daken. And I love Daken. I love, love, love Daken. Really great stuff. Then we've got a couple cool covers here. We've got I Am Groot issue number 4 from Christopher Hastings. Really great stuff. Check out that marvelous Capcom cover. We got Mega Man fighting Groot. That's pretty awesome. Some great stuff going on here. And then we have Marvel Generations, The Thunder, issue number 1. It's a one-shot. You can jump in, and this is a story. Now, this one I'm going to flip through a bit. Really cool stuff here. We have Jason Aaron, who's, of course, been writing Thor for about 5 years now, which is a really epic run. A lot of stuff in that time. And we get to see a storyline that ties in with the God of Thunder back when he was young, back in the day, but also brings in the modern-day Jane Foster Thor. Check out some of this great art by Mahmoud Asrar. Really happy with where this book has gone. Just show off that splash right there. That's amazing. Gorgeous art. Really cool book. And Thor is getting ready for a big anniversary soon, renumbering at issue number 7 in October. Some big stuff down the line for Thor. You got to check this stuff out because it's going to have major repercussions. As we continue down, we've got Edge of Venomverse issue number 5 from Clay Chapman and James Stokoe. James Stokoe, of course, is doing that Aliens book over at Dark Horse, so some really cool stuff here. But right there, Venom, Deadpool, Hybrid. Check that out. How can you not immediately want to flip through this and check it out? That is such a cool premise, so great, and of course, it's 2 of the coolest characters in comics combined. How could you go wrong with that? Like, it's amazing. It's easy logic. Love it. Then we've got Doctor Strange issue number 24 from Dennis Hopeless and Nico Henriken. If you guys have been watching these, you've heard me rave about Nico Henriken's art. Let's just take a flip. Now, I haven't actually flipped through this yet myself, so let's see some of that awesome art. Really, really cool stuff here. We see Doctor Strange teaming up with the Kingpin to take on Baron Mordo, and it has been a crazy ride. It is so fun, and it's great. And, you know, it took two characters that I would never put in a room together, Doctor Strange and the Kingpin, and has really made them like the weird buddy cop duo of the summer that I've totally enjoyed. And it's setting the stage for big things to come for the Kingpin in the aftermath of Secret Empire. Now we have Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again, with Deadpool taking on the Marvel Universe. You know that there's going to be blood splattered everywhere. You can see it even on the title there. Not for kids, but still really cool for the adults that are watching. Really great stuff here. Cullen Bunn and Dalibor Talovic doing some great stuff. Check this book out. They did such a great job on the original Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe that they came back for more. I mean, that tells you automatically that there's something to this. Definitely worth checking out. Then we have a Darth Vader reprint for issue number 2 of the current series from Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camicoli. And this amazing cover for Daredevil number 25 from Charles Soule. And this cover by Ron Garney is, I can rave about it. You guys, maybe if you were watching our social media channels, you saw me posting it because I just love it so much. It's so cool. It's so pretty. And what Charles Soule has done with the character is really elevate his status and really set the stage for a world of Daredevil that's so fleshed out. I super recommend checking out the book. And if you watched Defenders over the weekend and you binged it like I binged it because it was awesome, you need more Daredevil in your life right now. Trust me, you need more Daredevil. You got to check out the book. You have to. It's so cool, and Charles Soule has been doing a great job. Then we have issue number 4 of Cable by James Robinson. Really great stuff. Looks like Cable's taking a nap there, but you know that means that somebody is lurking above him. Somebody is looking to take down Cable. He's been traveling through time, fighting against weird ninjas with all this crazy tech. Some great stuff here. Definitely a book worth checking out, and Cable is going through some major stuff, getting ready for his big anniversary issue as well, issue 150 for Cable coming up pretty soon. So you got to check out the stuff now so you know what's going on then. Then we also have a brand new issue of Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider by Peter David. And really cool stuff. Will Sliney jumping in this issue. And right here on the cover you see Kane, the former Scarlet Spider, fighting off against Ben Reilly, the current Scarlet Spider, and the former Scarlet Spider. Of course, really cool stuff. Really crazy clone stories. I mean, if you guys read the Clone Saga back in the day, you read Clone Conspiracy, you know how much crazy clone carnage there can possibly be. And this book has tons of it. Definitely worth checking out. And then we have a signed Amazing Spider-Man number 25 from Dan Slott. Some really great stuff. Dan joined us a couple weeks back for our Spider-Man celebration. It was very nice and signed some books for us. Check them out. The Amazing Spider-Man story has been so cool, putting out great quality stories. And this is the Osborn identity, which is major because it's Norman Osborn. You know it's always going to be crazy when he pops up. Now, moving over to Valiant, we've got some great stuff. We've got the newest issue of Exo Manowar from Matt Kint and Doug Braithwaite. Really great book, but something I got to take a minute to spotlight is War Mother, who is back after the events of 4001 AD. It's a brand new issue number 1. If you have not read War Mother before, this is your chance. It's got a crazy post-apocalyptic vibe, and it's got Fred Van Lente and Steven Segovia, 2 really amazing creators working on this book. I super recommend it, and it's just cool because it's different from a lot of what you'll see on the stands. War Mother has a completely unique vibe, and I definitely recommend checking it out. You look at the cover, the best thing I can say is, like, if you think of, like, your Tank Girls, you think of your Mad Max, Fury Roads. Furiosa was, of course, so great. This character of War Mother is in that same vein and worth checking out. As we continue down, we've got the reprint of Rapture, issue number 2. Another really great book from Valiant. And then we hit Image, and Image has a lot this week. It's a big week for Image, and they've got a lot of cool stuff. Starting us off, we've got Underwinter, issue number 6 from Ray Fox. And then moving over, we've got Shirtless Bear Fighter, issue number 3. This is one of the most ridiculous comics on the stands. I mean, if the name alone wasn't going to be your clue, like, it's called Shirtless Bear Fighter. That's a pretty clear indicator that this book is ridiculous. But let's look at this cover. We have a giant bear with an eye patch and a giant scar over his eye beating up a man, like ground pounding him, and just taking him to town. And it's a crazy story. I super recommend it. You can see a couple of these different covers. You see one there. You see one here. And then we've got this, which is the most absurd thing possible. We've got a giant roll of toilet paper and a weird bear in a suit. I can't begin with this. It is such a ridiculous book, and it's so cool and it's so fun. From Sebastian Gerda and Jody LaHuppe, really great stuff. Check it out. And if you missed last issue, there's a second printing out this week as well of the second issue, and it's great. I super recommend it. Two great guys jumping in and telling a weird, wacky story. Then we also have the new issue of Redneck, issue number 5, some cool stuff there, as well as a brand new issue of Plastic. Now, this cover is pretty intense, I'm not going to lie. There's a couple different covers here, and, you know, none of them get any less intense. This one's got a dude swimming in a mouthful of blood. I didn't think I would say that sentence ever in my life. That's a weird thing. Really cool book, though, really great, and worth checking out. We also have a complete tonal shift. Moonstruck issue number 2, really fun stuff, telling some weird some fantasy elements, but also some day-to-day life elements. Great stuff there. Then we also have a Lazarus side story from Greg Rucka, and it's really cool. Lazarus is a great book. It's been going for a while now, and I recommend it. It's such a cool, unique book. And it deals with the mob, and it deals with, like, these cool hitmen, and it's great. And I tell you to check it out. It's great. Then we have a brand new book from Image. If you're looking to start from the ground up, it is Hard Place number 1. Really cool book and really fun. It's basically, the premise is this guy is in prison for years, right? He's in prison for 5 years for pulling off a heist. He's a driver, the getaway driver. And he wants to go clean, but before he can go clean, he gets wrapped up into a crazy adventure where he gets forced to be the wheelman for this mobster who accidentally kidnaps another mobster's daughter, and it's crazy, and he just wants to get home. He just wants to go clean and be safe. It's great, and it's really cool and really fun. I do recommend checking it out. Really cool book, brand new from Image, and definitely worth picking up. Plus, this cover is gorgeous. That cover is great. I love it. Then we have Girl Scouts Magic Socks, the newest issue, issue number 4. And yes, you have to say it like that because it's Girl Scouts. Really cool book. A couple different covers there. And then we have Generation Gone from Alice Scott and Andre Arujo. Really cool. Another great book. And we've got the second issue right there. We've got a reprint of the first issue. If you want to check it out from the ground up, I highly recommend doing so. We also have the brand new issue of Eternal Empire. Really fun book from Image, and Dying and the Dead from Jonathan Hickman and Ryan Bodenheim. Great stuff there. Really cool art. Just take a flip through that. Some great war stuff here. Really great. If you want, you know, a bit more of a character piece, a little, you know, it's cool. Hitting IDW, we've got a complete tonal shift once more as we go to Dimension X with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're doing a mini-series. It's 5 issues in 5 weeks. This is issue number 4. You guys have heard me talk about it before. It's great. It's fun. The Turtles books are crazy cool right now, and I recommend checking it out. Then we have Rom versus the Transformers in Shining Armor, a cool little mini crossover between 2 of the franchises. And then we have Mask, issue number 9. These Hasbro books are really taking over, doing all these cool stories, really focusing on some great characters that we haven't seen in years. It's great. Then we have Gem and the Holograms, The Infinite, Part 3. It is the second issue of this story, or second issue of the book, Part 3 of the story, because it began elsewhere. And it's been really great. Gem and the Holograms has been such a cool book. Really great stuff from Kelly Thompson. I love everything she's done with it. Then we have another great Hasbro comic, First Strike, a couple different covers there. And then we hit DC. And DC has a big week this week, telling a lot of great stories. We've got Blood of the Manta in the Teen Titans book from Ben Percy and Koi Pam. Great storyline. We get to see how Black Manta fits in with the Teen Titans mythos through the lens of Aqualad, the, of course, character coming from Young Justice and jumping into the Teen Titans books. Has been great. Calderon is a really cool character, and Jackson Hyde is, I mean, he's Jackson Hyde now in the comics. He's Calder in the cartoon. He's Jackson here. He's great everywhere. Super cool dude. Great book. And it's Black Manta, and Black Manta was just revealed for Injustice 2. If you want to see Black Manta in the books after seeing his awesome gameplay where he's got rockets launching out of his back, read the book to see him launching rockets at people. Easy. Great. Awesome. Then we're going to take a look up, and we've got a ton of stuff. I'm going to go through a lot of these real quick because there's just so much coming out this week. We've got Dracula adaptation of the original novel. We've got, hey, there's elves again. We've got Alexander Hamilton. Of course, I don't need to say a thing for it. Alexander Hamilton, you know who you are if you want to read it. It's great. Then we've got some Battlestar Galactica comics, which is great. This is from the miniseries that was from a few years ago. Not the miniseries. It was on for 4 years. But a great series. It launched out of a miniseries. Check it out. Love that book. Love Battlestar Galactica and everything. Then we've got Absalom Under a False Flag. We've got Zagor. 1,000 Faces of Fear. Cool story there. Pizza Tree. That sounds awesome. It's pizza. It's a tree. Who doesn't love that? It's pizza. I love pizza. Then we've got Witness to War. Some Star Trek Edge of the Galaxy stuff. Slaves for Gods. And more Slaves for Gods. A couple different covers there. We've got The Leopard from Lime Street. And Jim Henson's The Storyteller. Now that's cool. Some Jim Henson love. Love me some Jim Henson. I'm a big Muppet guy. We've got Water Memory. Cool graphic novel. And then we've got Looney Tunes. Greatest Hits, Volume 3. Beep, beep. That's fun. Really cool. I'm a sucker for Looney Tunes, too. And then Adventure Time. So you want some cartoon fun, you got Looney Tunes. You got Adventure Time, the modern era, the old era. It's classics. They're great. Then we hit the Beauty trade paperback from Image. This is Volume 3. Really great book. Really cool stuff. Great covers from Jeremy Wan. And then we have Clueless Senior Year, a fun graphic novel. If you checked out the old Clueless movie, or, I mean, I watched the TV show a lot, too. Really fun. Then we've got The Few from Sean Lewis. And we've got Tim Seeley's action figure collection, Volume 1. It's an original graphic novel, some cool stuff. It's not actually him just showing off his toys. There's a book there. It's just a funny name, okay? Then we've got The Vietnam Journal. Now, that's not a funny name. That's some very serious, hard-hitting war stuff. And then we've got New Teen Titans, Volume 7, possibly the most famous Teen Titans storyline of all time. The Judas Contract is contained within these pages. One of the most famous stories ever. Of course, they did an animated movie of this a few months back. Great stuff here from Marv Wolfman, George Perez. These guys defined the Teen Titans to a point where it still stands today. You have to read the original story of betrayal, of love, of crazy superhero antics. It's a classic. These guys are the guys. Check out that book. Then we have a new Hellboy book. Really great. Of course, he was also just announced for Injustice 2. What a world we live in. So you want Hellboy, read Hellboy. Awesome. And then we have Call of Cthulhu, which is my favorite name for like anything this week. This is a great name. Call of Cthulhu. What a fun pun. And then we've got ElfQuest Volume 4, the complete collection. Some really cool stuff there. ElfQuest has been around forever, telling so many cool different stories over the years. We have the brand new issue of Suicide Squad, issue number 24. Now, this has been crazy. It's the Suicide Squad fighting off against Killer Frost and Batman. And it's been absolutely nuts. They're fighting against the people, for the people. We don't know what the role the people will play in this. And, of course, I'm talking to, like, the evil Russian organization that's, you know, hell-bent on taking over the world. And this is the book where it's unfolding. And it's great. And Harley Quinn's in the driver's seat now, which is crazy. Then we have Nightwing, the New Order. Now, this is an Elseworld storyline within DC, so don't get confused and think it's proper continuity, because it's not. But it does reunite the creative team of Kyle Higgins and Trevor McCarthy, who worked on Batman Gates of Gotham a few years back, which I loved. Kind of crazy to think that book was like 6 years ago now. 7 years ago now? 7 years, I think. Wow. But in this one, it is like a dystopian storyline where Nightwing has allowed the world government to basically to power all the superheroes on the planet. So he has found a way to save the world by saving them from metahumans, but then it gets turned on its head, and they start targeting him. And all of a sudden, Nightwing's on the run. Some great stuff. And the voice of the character is so well done. Really cool. Really check it out, because Gates of Gotham is awesome. Go buy that, too. That's awesome. I love Gates of Gotham. So cool. Nobody talks about it enough. Then we've got Mother Panic, issue number 10, from Jody Hauser and Sean Crystal. Really cool stuff. And then we've got the Manhunter special from Keith Giffen and Dan DiDio. Great stuff here. The Manhunter is another one of those classic Kirby characters, and it's great to see him getting a modern-day story, because it's been years since we've seen the Manhunter in anything. And then not only that, but we also get a bonus story in the back. Where is it? There it is. With Etrigan the Demon. Etrigan the Demon is awesome. Such a cool character. And so cool to see them getting some love in honor of Jack Kirby's 100th birthday coming up next week. And then for more Kirby classics, we've got the Commandi Challenge. The Commandi Challenge is great. It's a different creative team every issue, telling crazy stories. And Keith Giffen is pulling double duty this week, because he's writing this bad boy as well, with Steve Root on art. Some great stuff here. This awesome Jim Lee cover is so cool, and that's the cover I bought, because it's Jim Lee art. It's super cool. Then we also have a reprint of the last issue of Commandi Challenge, and we have the brand new issue of Hellblazer. Some really cool stuff there. I love that Yasmin Pewtree cover. Tim Seeley's been doing a cool job on it. Then we have Harley Quinn issue number 26. A couple different covers here. I actually really think this Frank Cho cover is really cute. That's really fun. He's had a lot of fun with his covers there. But, of course, the Gotham City Sirens, that's why I'm wearing my shirt today. And the Sirens are back. Surprise, surprise is the name of the story. Really great to see all three of these characters reuniting for the first time. And I haven't seen the three of them in a book in ages. Really great to see. I mean, they did a special last year, but it's always great to see them coming back together, and it's fun. It's Harley, it's Ivy, it's Catwoman. That's awesome. Love them. Then we have the brand new issue of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps with Orion. Of course, it seems like there's something in the air at DC. All these great classic Kirby characters are popping back up. Orion and the New Gods have a dark history with the Green Lantern Corps, as you guys read way back in God's Head a couple years back. Some great stuff here, following up on some of those threads. Robert Venditti's been doing such a good job on Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. Really recommend checking it out if you want some bombastic Green Lantern action. Then, shifting on over, we've got the brand new issue of The Flash. And no, you are not seeing things. The Flash is negative. After the events of the last storyline, The Flash is forever changed, and his Speed Force isn't quite operating the way it used to be. You can see him kind of decayed, and he doesn't look too healthy. He probably could use a little bit of sun, but he's definitely in for trouble as he faces off against Shrapnel. Great to see these cool Flash characters. Flash is the best villains in comics. I don't care what you say. The Flash is the best villains in comics. And Shrapnel is such a cool character. Seeing him pop back up, I love it. I'm a sucker for the Flash, and I'm a sucker for seeing his expanded Rogues Gallery featured. Now, as we continue down, we see the return of Anarchy in Detective Comics number 963. It is the Utopia storyline, and Anarchy is back. Anarchy always spells trouble for a lot of the members of the Bat family. He's, of course, plagued Spoiler in the past and Red Robin, Tim Drake, back when he was Robin, back when he was Red Robin for years. And it's really cool to see him popping back up in the book and what it means for the team, basically. What are they going to do when Anarchy reigns? It's great. Great name. Then we've got Blue Beetle issue number 12 from Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis. Really great stuff. Couple cool covers here. Tyler Kirkham cover and the Cully Hamner cover. Or Scott Collins cover, sorry. And it's great. It's fun. And Jaime Reyes is one of the coolest, fun, young characters that DC has. And I'm so happy that his book has been going and pumping out quality all the time. Then we have the conclusion of, or actually, I'm sorry, not the conclusion, the penultimate chapter of Batman in the Shadow. We've got issue number 5 from Scott Snyder and Steve Orlando and Riley Rosmo on art. Really cool stuff here. As well as the brand new issue of Batman Beyond. And the new Demon's Head is Damian Wayne? What kind of crazy nonsense could this be? But, of course, so much has changed in the Batman Beyond lore ever since the comics have changed. So it's really cool to see them adapting that into the story and changing the history and making it make sense. It's great. It's cool. Dan Jurgens has been doing a great job with Bernard Chang. Then we got to talk about the Summer of Lies, Batgirl number 14 from Hope Larson. Now, this is a cool storyline. It is a flashback in parts to an early adventure between Batgirl and Robin at the time, and it shows how they really first started to begin their relationship with one another. Of course, Batgirl and Nightwing have been on and off again lovers for years and years. At one point, they were engaged, and it's great to see DC bringing up this really popular aspect of their history, this really important part of their character development. And I also love this cover from Dan Mora. And then do we have the variant? Because this variant is also awesome. Really cool stuff here. I love both of these covers so much. I'm really happy with what the Batgirl book is doing right now. And we get to see the Mad Hatter. And the Mad Hatter does not get used nearly enough. I love seeing the Mad Hatter pop up. A great Batman villain. Then we have Superman Action Comics number 986, Only Human. Superman inside of the mouth of Titano. Titano is one of those cool Superman villains that's like really weird and visually distinct. He's a giant robot gorilla that fires energy blasts. That's awesome. And it's Lex Luthor and it's Superman fighting a giant robot gorilla. That is a sentence I love saying. That is so fun, so cool. And Action Comics has been really a lot of fun. And Gilliam March is on art. Gilliam March doesn't do interior art that often. So really cool seeing him show up, because we don't see Gilliam March. He does a lot of cover work. It's rare to see him on interiors. Great stuff. Then we hit Dark Horse to close us off, and we've got a brand new issue of Elf Quest. We've got a brand new issue of Conan the Slayer. And then we've got Black Hammer, issue number 12 from Jeff Lemire. Great book. Lemire's been doing a great job. Black Hammer is one of the most popular books at Dark Horse. In comics in general, it's such a cool book. And it's great. And there's so much great. There's so many great books. I'm so happy. I'm so happy when I get to talk about good comics. You know, there's just so many good things on the shelves. And I really hope you guys agree with me. I would love to see you come into the store. You can join us here at Grand Central at 459 Lexington Avenue. You can find our two other stores, 200 West 40th Street for our Times Square location, 64 Fulton Street for downtown. 3 stores. You shop with us online. Great stuff. Great comics. The comic book industry is doing so well. And we love it. And we love you. And we want you here. Please read comics with us. Come by. Have fun. And we'll talk to you later.